Hello, everybody, and welcome to our stream. This is
Good
Restream
morning.
Team, and Anya and Charles is with me today. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Good, good. Very exciting. We did have a little bit of a technical moment with the event that we originally scheduled, so we just decided to go ahead and go live on all the same channels.
I think I know what it is. I know what happened.
Yeah.
I broke one of my own cardinal rules. I've sinned. I'm wearing Bluetooth
Oh,
headset.
you think that's what happened?
I think I cursed it.
The Bluetooth cursed it. Yeah, got you. But you're looking great in those headphones, and it's really good to see everybody here today with us. We have a very kind of like new format today for this live show. We are going to go through Restream's Changelog and review all the cool new things that we shipped in 2026. So stay tuned for that. This is a great opportunity to kind of revisit all the new updates, new features, and cool new stuff that we shared recently, and we'll just kind of like go along chronologically at what we were able to deliver and take your questions as we go. So that's very exciting. In 2 months, yes.
Like,
so it's only
all,
2026.
there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, here comes it. I mean, only appropriate to celebrate that with a bunch of balloons. But Charles has the link. There's also a QR code right next to Charles to scan if you have your cell phone handy to kind of follow along on all the new updates. But before we jump there are a few things that we definitely want to do. First of all, if you are not yet subscribed to Restream's YouTube channel, please do that because we are trying to grow our subscribers. If you're watching us somewhere else, such as on LinkedIn, X, Facebook, Instagram, I believe, and TikTok, also be sure to follow, give us a like, give us a share. We love to see you guys come back, and we would love to announce all the new upcoming events for you as well, so you can stay tuned with what's coming. We're live every Wednesday, so this is pretty consistent place to get to know us, to hang out, to ask your questions. Very casual format. I do rotate different hosts that are hosting these events with me. Sometimes we have product managers, sometimes we have founding team, or my awesome team of video producers and marketers like today. We are going to look into the chat and see who we have here today. I see Grant from Restream is saying such a celebratory balloons. That's really good to see. Hello. From YouTube, Sean is checking in, says, love the background and the countdown, super stylish. I do love that one too, because it's kind of like, it's a little like retro, like little lights, a little gamey, but not too much. I do think that it's really cool for an intro. And of course the music, as always, shout out to our designer Dmitry, who creates those countdowns, everything from visuals to the tunes. He writes music for us. Almost every time it's a new song. So kudos to you, man. You're very talented. So before we go to the changelog, though, I also wanted to try one more thing. You guys are encouraged to ask your questions and let us know in the comments where in the world you're watching from. What is your relationship with Restream? Are you already using Restream to go live on multiple platforms? Are you using our studio? What kind of content do you typically stream? It's all super interesting for us to kind of like fill the room and get to know who is there, who is watching. And before we dive into the changelog, I wanted to kind of do a little warm up and see a few of the industry news or updates that we were able to find on social platforms that are related to creators. And you guys are super encouraged to chime in and share your thoughts and, kind of let us know in the comments what you think. So one of the first things that I discovered a few weeks ago was something that Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, shared about displaying multi-chats or displaying comments from multiple different platforms on Twitch streams. So let's hear directly from him.
In most cases, we had not been proactively managing or policing putting combined chat on screen, but it was the case that if a report was made, then we were issuing warnings. In hindsight, we've definitely heard the feedback. So to be clear, we are updating our enforcement guidelines to make sure we are not issuing enforcement actions for integrating combined chat on the video from your stream. Now, it's important to note the streamer is still taking responsibility for what happens in the chat from third-party platforms since we don't control that. So sorry about the...
So basically what he's saying here, if you missed that news, is that now Twitch partners and Twitch creators are welcome to display combined multi-chat, similar to this one that we got here on your streams if you are multicasting through Restream to platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Kick, X, and many others. And this is kind of a big deal, primarily because that used to be a major limitation for Twitch creators. So everyone wanted to go to multiple platforms because it helps you to grow your community faster, it helps you reach new people, find new fans, meet your audience where they already are, and of course, monetize if you are growing your community fast and you get sponsorship deals, you get donations, and all that good stuff. So now you actually, but before that, policy was kind of in the way because you had to kind of acknowledge chat in some kind of like secret way. But now you can actually just display just like we do right here. And I think that is a big win for creators because now you can truly multicast, simulcast, and truly bring your community together within one stream experience, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, or any other platform. So I think this is pretty exciting. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting. It seems like it was kicked off by that British streamer Giguk, who's like an anime and ranting kind of guy, from what I gather. I'm not mad familiar with him actually, not in my genre I follow. And it seems like there was quite a backlash because he sort of made some comments on stream that made it apparent that he was clearly, streaming elsewhere and combining his chat. And so I think he got a warning, and that sort of kicked off a chain of events. And I think that it's a really great thing. It's an acknowledgement from Twitch about how important this is and how they have been lagging, I guess. I think it's been a long time coming. It was sort of inevitable, right? And I think now it's a good time. It does seem like they are. I mean, there are 2 announcements from Twitch, aren't there? Right.
Yeah.
So the timing of it. Is there anything to read into that? And I wonder. The other thing I'm thinking about is so they are not taking any risk, really, because the onus is still on the creator to take responsibility for what's displayed on their stream. So, and that's particularly pertinent in like the EU and the UK, where they have quite strict regulations around that, online communications. So, I'm not sure I don't have strong opinions either way. How do you guys feel about it? Is this going to be a net positive, or does it reduce restrictions, or is it going to create more issues? Is siloing your audience better in the chat? I think not.
Right. I think probably for me, the biggest takeaway from this specific piece of news, and I'll just come back to this real quick. We will not be playing it again. But I think it is very important that it signals that giant platforms like Twitch are actually open to feedback from the community. And the opportunity and the power that creators have when they say, hey, actually, we need this. We are benefiting from this kind of approach. We are benefiting from this kind of features and from this kind of tools and this kind of solutions. That goes through, right? And then eventually turns into changes in policies, changes in features, delivering better experiences, better UI, UX, and so on. So to me, this is really exciting to see, like even really, really big platforms like Twitch, who don't necessarily have to, listen to feedback because they have so much power over, what content creators' world looks like. But they are definitely moving in the direction that, like, hey, it's going to be a better world if we collaborate and if we listen to the needs of each other. So that was really, really nice. On the topic of Twitch, there's another interesting announcement that I wanted to also cover today. And I see some questions in the chat about dual output, which is, as always, very, very exciting. So we discovered that Twitch is also starting to test dual format streaming on Twitch. It is currently in beta. It was announced recently, a few weeks ago, I believe. Only a few creators probably have access to it. If you're one of those creators and you want to share your experience, please let us know in the chat. How did that go? What does it look like for you? Was it beneficial? Did it feel good to do it? Was it easy to figure out? But I do know from our team, from our technical folks, that we are looking into the API for this. So we are going to proactively work directly with the Twitch team to hopefully bring this in into the Restream ecosystem as well as soon as it's ready. So super exciting news. Basically, right now, YouTube already allows dual format, which means streaming in landscape or horizontal and portrait or vertical format at the same time on the same channel. So you could capture audiences from vertical feeds as well as deliver your stream in the best an optimized way for any viewer on any screen out there. So Twitch is catching up. And that is also great news for Restream creators, because we do offer dual streaming on both options of using Restream, whether you're using it with OBS through our free vertical plugin or in Studio, which is what we're using right now. Our stream is actually live in 2 formats on YouTube channel. In Restream, you can see our version in horizontal and in vertical. So if you basically just click on Restream YouTube, you should see 2 live events kind of in parallel. And depending on what kind of device you're watching on, you can choose which version works better for you. So hopefully it's coming to Twitch. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, with that combined chat.
Yeah, with that combined chat, exactly. So all the chat messages are coming through, and then even analytics, which is something we'll touch on in the very end of the stream, are also going to show us how many viewers we received from each of those events. So really good way to capture and meet your audience exactly where they are, in whether they're on the go, watching on the mobile phone, or watching on big TV at home, delivering the best experience for all of them.
It does show that, these companies, as you were saying, taking feedback, and they're recognizing what each other is doing, and they're recognizing trends within the market and trends in what people want. I think that this also raises a question, though, or it raises a point that when you're making your stream, you've got to design for that stream to be in both formats. You need to think about your stream a little bit more, especially if you're doing it on machine, through an encoder like OBS. However, if you're using an online service like Restream, it's going to dynamically change for you. A lot of that heavy lifting is done in terms of not just the design. In fact, having a machine that's capable of multi-streaming in dual formats and probably recording as well, if you're going to be recording locally as well. So, these are considerations now that it's twice the amount of data, right? So,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, would love to hear any thoughts on this one. If you guys know anything about the dual Twitch, and if you tried it, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely bring this up. Moving on with news, another big thing that was actually trending well on LinkedIn and among professional audiences is Apple. Our friends who make iPhones and MacBooks decided to announce that now they will also allow video podcasting. So if you historically, if you had a podcast, you always wanted to be on a platform like Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, because that is where the audience and the listeners can find you. Now, Apple allows you to also upload videos. And this is super exciting because that basically unlocks more opportunities for creators who use Restream Studio. Historically, if you wanted to repurpose your live shows, live series, like the ones that we're hosting right now, into a podcast, what you needed to do is you would need to download the audio files separately, then basically edit them, because usually podcasts are a little bit more polished and edited than live events and live shows, and then use third-party platforms, something like Anchor, to distribute the podcast into the podcasting platforms like Apple and Spotify. So what happens now is that as they expand to video, then that means that you can also edit and upload your video, like your live show, into Apple Podcasts. And then the audience can choose between audio only or audio plus video. We currently do not have a full integration with that because this has just been announced. And Apple is talking about rolling this out in spring, which is, depending on where in the world you are, either just started or hasn't started yet until the 22nd of March. We are going to pay close attention to this, and we're super excited in finding a way to make this process even smoother. So basically allow you to take videos from Restream Studio and hopefully in the best and fastest and most efficient way possible, deliver them to such wonderful discoverability platform as Apple Podcasts. So we're definitely looking into that. Let us know in the comments if you are using Apple Podcasts as a creator, right? Like, what is your process right now? What do you do to distribute your show? Are you doing audio only? And how do you feel about video? Are you excited? Does it sound a little challenging? Does it sound like it's going to be a lot more work? You had your microphone all set up. Now you have to buy a camera. Or does it sound like this is the greatest news ever? And that's what you were basically looking forward to for years. And now finally it's pretty close to be here. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on
it's
this
pretty
one.
Cool. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I think this definitely legitimizes video podcasts because, it seems to be that, again, this is something that Apple often follows and doesn't lead in many areas, but when they then leap in, they do it well. So, high hopes for this, and certainly, what is the they're using a system. Is it HLS they're using, which means it's actually a delivery system.
So the HLS,
a protocol.
Yeah, HLS is just the protocol. I actually had a great conversation about this with Andrew, our CTO, yesterday because I was trying to understand the connection. So HLS is just like a very technical detail that explains how exactly the streaming protocol, which is different from RTMP, delivers the video. It basically chops it into really, really tiny
Packets.
chunks.
Right.
Yeah, and then delivers it for like better uploading experience, especially if you're on the mobile, on the go, with maybe spotty internet. It just like allows for like easier kind of like uploads by chopping it into smaller pieces. But it doesn't, for creators at Restream, if you're trying to create a show and you want it to be on Apple Podcasts, you don't have to worry about that at all. You basically just record your video or audio in studio as it comes, and then and then you upload it to Apple the same way you would do. So like the protocol here doesn't really matter.
The point that I was going to make is that this is a protocol that like Netflix and YouTube use to dynamically switch in quality. So it shows that they're not just like, oh, you can upload an MP4 now. It's they're actually developing this, and one wonders whether that points towards perhaps live podcasts, or live streaming.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just, I don't know.
Who
I don't
knows?
know.
Yes.
I'm just asking questions here.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, that's another important thing that for now, this is definitely pre-recorded content that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So you will use Studio mostly as a recording software, not necessarily as a live software. However, with Restream local recordings feature, as we all know about, it's very easy to combine the two and create a live show real time on social platforms, and then take these recordings in the highest quality possible and then upload them as your podcast. So basically, you're doing a lot less work and creating content in different formats on different platforms with different distribution possibilities. And maybe eventually the next step of that evolution will be live podcasts, which will be absolutely amazing. I would totally watch or listen to a live podcast on Apple platforms. That would be a dream. So I would definitely enjoy that. I think part of the reason for this move is that, of course, Apple is seeing that YouTube is taking a big chunk of that market, right? Like YouTube is taking over podcasting, and they're kind of like, what is one thing that YouTube does differently, right? Like, because they have audio versions too, but of course they win big in video. So that's why I think Apple is looking in the right direction and catching up as well. So that's good to see.
I mean, I use YouTube Music because it's sort of bundled in with my YouTube Premium, and I find myself listening to music, and I'm like, oh, I'd like to watch the video that goes with this music, and it's a single click, and bang, it goes straight over. Especially if I'm in the car, I'm like, I can watch the video, and that now I'm driving. Now I just want it audio only, and that I think that dynamic switching is going to change my habits, especially if I can do it in Apple Podcasts. I think, and I don't think I'm alone there.
Absolutely. And kind of switching gears back to vertical formats, which is all over the news this past 2 weeks. Something that we also spotted on X, a conversation about updating video players for X. So we are actually live on Restream X and my personal X account. We might have a few more channels paired, but I don't know actually what happened to that. That might be part of the of the little hiccup that happened earlier. But we are live on Restream X, and if you're watching us there, you can see that currently we are going live horizontally in landscape mode. But X is making some changes and updating its video player, and they are looking in the direction of making portrait and mobile first content for video, which also applies to live video. So as you can see, there's a discussion here. Basically, they're doing this new immersive video player, and it's going to be refreshed. And the recommendation from X is that you should do vertical on X and basically think of X as a mobile platform as well. We tested it before this update actually launched, and right now it still seems like horizontal format is a little better for X, but we keep keeping an eye on that, and hopefully eventually landscape versus vertical will either be both possible, or it will be a choice that you can make depending on where your audience is watching. And they're mostly mobile, and most of X viewership and traffic is actually coming from mobile devices. That might be an interesting thing to look into. So potentially X is turning into mobile platform just like TikTok and Instagram. So it's interesting news. I am going to go ahead and take a few questions from our chat because I know we had a few things pinned. And those are mostly about news that we just discussed. And Changelog is up next. So let's have a look. There are some questions that are just kind of like about everything. So I'll take them as they come. Is Restream going to have more stuff to edit for your stream setup? Good question, Jay. It really depends on what you mean by stream setup. So there are two ways to go live with Restream, right? There's encoder path when you use something like OBS and then you connect it to Restream and then it multicasts it on all social platforms at the same time. And there is Restream Studio, where you basically use Restream, web browser based, a virtual studio to create your stream, invite guests, create graphics, show chats, and all these cool things that you see here, from logos, that's the logo, to QR codes, to overlays and layouts, and like how you basically position your content. So if you're talking about more things in terms of editing your layouts in Studio, please clarify. We'll definitely update you on what's coming, because there's definitely a lot more that is in development right now to give you even more flexibility with layouts, with customizations, with graphics. If you are using something like OBS, then you already have a ton of customization right there. There's not a lot of control we have over the open source platform. So for them, we just remain as a multi-streaming integration or addition. So just let us know how exactly you stream and what setup you're looking to edit more. Question number 2 is, it's also from YouTube. Will Restream find a way to make it easier to stream through Instagram? We would love to find that way. The challenge here is that Instagram API does not allow a more smooth integration like other platforms do. So for example, when you're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and many, many other platforms, including TikTok, actually, that was one of the integrations that I had an honor to work on a few years ago. It was very exciting. When the end platform allows us to connect through API, that allows us in our interface to create a simple toggle when you just basically enable that channel, and then the stream just goes there directly. And it takes your title, your information, your video feed, everything that's happening on your studio screen, and sends it directly to the platform. But not all platforms do have this integration. And currently, the difficulty with connecting to Instagram is on Instagram's side, because they do not open this integration to third-party applications. And partners like Restream, you have to go through some additional steps. In particular, the steps are to open Instagram Live tab, copy the stream key, paste it in Restream channel section, and then when you start a stream on Restream, you have to go back to Instagram and hit go live. It's not ideal because it's a lot of extra steps, and it's very easy to forget to do some of those steps. However, this is basically how Instagram has it set up right now. We would love to change that, but it depends on Instagram. And coming back to our earlier news about how Twitch is listening to feedback, I do believe that the best way to achieve that is for creators themselves to reach out to Instagram on a regular basis and ask them for help, and tell them that we need these tools, we need resources like Restream to be able to multicast to Instagram, to offer higher quality production, and to also continue multicasting, including within Meta ecosystem, right? Because you might be wanting to go live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So basically keeping your content within the same platform, but just on different channels. So this kind of feedback would probably be very helpful. And of course, on our side, we continue working. Our integrations and business development team continues to work on creating this, making this possible. But right now, the ball is on the court of Instagram.
So the short answer is not for want of trying. Like we're trying.
We're trying. Yeah, we're doing our best. So yeah, any help is much appreciated. If you know somebody who works at Instagram and would like to introduce us, I would be very happy to meet that person and get the ball rolling. Great question. Is there a timeline on vertical canvas editing in Restream Studio? Yes. So our portrait mode, which is what we're using right now, right? Like we are in both horizontal and vertical, is undergoing a lot of construction, development, improvement, and kind of like enhancements as we speak. Literally today, I believe we did update a few layouts that are now also working on portrait as well as they work on landscape. More customizations are coming. chat overlay is definitely coming. So there will be more customizations, more freedom to edit, more opportunities to move things around. I also believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Trent, that you're asking if you can move basically the. So currently we in Studio automate how your vertical layout is going to look like, right? Like, so for example, right now it's me and Charles, we're together, and the vertical feed receives basically us on top of each other. So there are a few other versions and a few other things that we can do with it. For example, we can go like this. See, that creates a slightly different variation. If you're watching us on vertical, you will see that created a little more space for our comment. Whereas certain things, like for example, this will highlight Charles or me, depending on how we want to do it. But yeah, generally speaking, like there are a few kind of preset layouts and variations that you can work with, but more is coming to Studio for sure. This is our number one priority right now.
Customization is essentially what you're saying there, isn't it? Like the rounded corners and, changing the layouts. But of course, these things have to work dynamically across every element that you have in your studios, on your screen. So making sure that it all stays correct, because there are always cases where, you'll have an element that's covering something else up, or you've got a particularly long comment from the chat. And so that takes quite a lot of time to actually develop the back end of that, I guess. So that's definitely something that's being worked on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So great question, and definitely in progress. Technomedia is asking, interesting, I'm on a laptop, but the stream is showing vertical. I wonder how YouTube makes a determination on what viewers see. So right now, as of today, when you're streaming with Restream, it's not YouTube that's making the determination, it's you. So when you go to Restream channel on YouTube, and you're welcome to, I promise it will not disappear. If you leave the stream and just click on Restream YouTube channel, you will see there are two parallel events happening at the same time, right? So you basically have a choice which one you want to join. And depending on your screen and your preference today, you can click on one and then you will pick the landscape, or you can click on the other and you can pick the vertical. This is also partially a limitation of like how the API works right now. So eventually in the future, we do hope to bring in more kind of like optimized and automated version of dual format streaming, when it will actually automatically adjust to your screen. And YouTube is working on that. We know that because we met with them in December. We were invited to their LiveCon event when they talked a lot about dual format streaming. So it was absolutely great to connect with the YouTube team, the YouTube Live team, and understand their vision of this. But right now, as iteration one, as step one, Restream creates two separate events, and then it's kind of up to you to pick which format makes sense for your screen. But that is going to get improved too. So good.
I'm sorry.
Good note. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the interesting thing is, YouTube can do it where you've got the same event has two different streams, but the way that they do that is by just taking the center. Am I right? They
Yes.
just take the center. So if you were to do that to our stream right now, you'd get this bit of me and that bit of you. You wouldn't get it.
Two
You get half
shoulders.
of our face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get two shoulders and half my giant schnoz. But so that's no good. So you want it to react dynamically, and that's what we're doing right now in the studios. What you guys can't see, Anya and I can see, is in fact we can see both our live. We can see both of the live screens for portrait and landscape, and we can see how they dynamically change. So we can see we can see both streams, but you at the moment you have to choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back to our news discussion, Lawson is saying, I think a lot of creators were showing multi-chat anyways. They didn't really have a good way to moderate it. This is coming back to Twitch rules. However, do not break Twitch rules. It's solid advice for everybody. Mm-hmm. Do not break the rules of the AMP platform where you grow your community. But yes, so right now it is really liberating that this rule is not in place anymore. And now you don't have to make this decision whether you want to bend rules or you want to keep your community together. So that's why we were really excited about this update. And yeah, absolutely. There are always workarounds, but it's always easier when things just happen naturally. And that's what happened here. Anna is mentioning that she loves the update. I think this is about the Apple, based on my memory of when this comment appeared. So yeah, it's really exciting that Apple is bringing in video to their podcasts. So stay tuned for that. We will hopefully learn more about this and share with you during the next couple of weeks. Fish fam link, turn that like button blue, smash subscribe to show your appreciation. I could not miss this comment because this is exactly what I should be saying every now and then, but I get carried away by content, and this is really cool. Thank you so much, Fish fam. You guys are the best. All right, Ryan is asking, are you guys able to publish what is currently in progress of development? What about enhancements that have been suggested to the others to upvote and put them in place? So there are two different things here. There is one, which is our Restream feature feedback collection, right? So this is our, let me show the link real quick. It's called ideas.restream.io. So this is where you can submit your feature requests, ideas, and upvote things that you would like to see in Restream. The number of upvotes indicates that our product team and marketing team and leadership team is paying more attention to that, because the more people are requesting certain features, the more important it is to our community, and of course, the more priority they are going to get. So absolutely go to ideas.restream.io, submit your feature requests, and upvote if you see something that will really make your life easier and better and make you love Restream more. However, we will not be publishing openly the actual development roadmap because, first of all, it's a very dynamic thing. It is changing, partially due to ideas.restream.io, partially due to the movements of the market, due to the things that become available, due to technical opportunities that the technical progress majorly driven by AI is unlocking. So there are a lot of things that are happening that basically change the dynamic of that. It's a very living organism type situation. So we do not publish it because, first of all, it's just something that is not that consistently solid. We did not create a roadmap for a year and then just follow it, right? We listen to the market and to our community and change it all the time. And second, because it's really difficult for us to commit to certain deadlines with this dynamic environment. So the best way to see what is something that our product team is looking at and considering to build is ideas.restream.io, the things that get upvoted the most and the things that you guys are suggesting. The things that are already launched is something that you can find in Restream Changelog. And this is actually the topic of today. We are going to dive into that right after we take a few more comments and show you what we published what we released and shipped in 2026. This is the great place to go to see the updates that you might have missed, and of course to provide any additional feedback to us as we launch things. So great question. Absolutely love. I'm just going to bring it back. What's currently in progress and in development. So we do not have open roadmap, but we do have ideas and we do have changelog once things launch. Danger Zone. Is there a timeline for update to a super chat donation visuals? So I know that we already differentiate the super chats on the back end, to the best of my knowledge. It's just something that we need to bring into the user experience and to make it more obvious and more clear. It is on the roadmap, it is on the timeline, but I do not know exactly what the timeline is. So sorry for kind of dancing around this question. I know it comes up quite often. What I will do is I will check in with our product team, the folks who are working on chat in particular, and get a little bit more specific answer and hopefully follow up with you. So thank you for that one. It's a good one. Technomedia is also asking, is Stream Deck plugin on the roadmap? I am not sure. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because we do have our shortcuts, right? So a lot of things in Studio, you can actually use shortcuts on your keyboard, and things like muting your microphone, inviting all guests, turning on and off the camera can already be done through some shortcuts. But the actual integration or an actual plugin for the Stream Deck, I personally don't remember it on the roadmap. Something to consider upvoting in ideas, and something to for me to check in and know better next time. I don't know, Charles, do you know anything about the Stream Decks?
The only Stream Deck integration I know of and use is assigning hotkeys. If you go to the Help Center, there is information about using a Stream Deck, and then of course information about using hotkeys. What would you like to see integrated? You know, what things do you think would be needed? Because you can already switch scenes and layouts and, you know, muting microphones and, you know, bringing in screen shares and all sorts of stuff. I use personally, it's funny actually, I've written and was making a short on the hotkeys right now, and I was going to call it clickbait, which I thought was amusing. So, you know, I think it's definitely interesting because, you know, actually we were looking at Elgato products just this morning with their Wave 2.0. I think they're calling it sort of software that's being released into their new products. So, you know, integrating with Elgato or the Cat products is definitely a good idea. Is that just right? Isn't it El Gato? It must be. It must be the cat.
It's the cat in Spanish. Yeah, absolutely. It might be in other languages too, but in Spanish, it's definitely the cat, and specifically the male cat, because Spanish words have gender. Yeah.
So it would be El Gata or something.
La Gata. Yeah, for the girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Off
topic there. I really like what you said though about like what kind of commands would you like to see, because the shortcuts are actually super easy to update for us. From what I remember in early days, we did have certain customers who would sometimes come in and say, hey, if only I had a way to like bring in all the guests or bring in screen shares was a simple shortcut, I would love to have it. And it's actually not that hard for us to program. So if there's one or two very specific things that you are trying to achieve in studio and you're just dreaming about the shortcut for that, let us know in the comments right now, and also report to our support chat 24/7, live, real humans. A lot of times they would pass it directly to the product team. You can also DM me. You can find me on X or LinkedIn and send me a direct message, because I would love to see what is that shortcut that you're looking for, and maybe I can push for it.
I can think of two things off the top of my head. I'd love to be able to just hit one button and my subscribe graphic come up, and maybe fire off. And but specific overlays. Yeah, and it would also maybe soundboard would be an interesting thing to have. I actually have set up a soundboard in the past, going through Restream using a Stream Deck, and it wasn't the simplest or most trivial. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't the most. It was not a trivial experience. I could get the sounds to fire off, but the looping of the audio. So integrating it to the studio would be nice.
Well, I'm going to do something crazy here, because I do have the Rodecaster Duo, and it has some integrated sounds. The issue is I can press the button and the audience will hear what I did, but we will not hear it. So I'm going to go with trombone for whatever that is. So remember, I do not hear it, but I'm going to just press it and
I'll do that, even though I can't hear it.
Yeah. So I did it, and I think it did a thing. We will have to come back. No, we can't hear it here, but allegedly the audience can. So let us know. And I'm also going to do applause, because it's something that I can very easily imagine. So let's see what happens if we just click that. All right. Hopefully it's doing this. We're going to come back.
I'm going to look at the comments too.
We're going to come back to the actual live video and to the replay and see what it did. If you are in the comments and you heard something, if you hear something, say something. That's going to be interesting to know what you guys heard. All right. So many more questions are coming in. I will take.
We had a show we were meant to be doing. Yeah, right now.
We wanted to talk about Changelog, but of course, so this is kind of like the style of this shows that I like to keep. I want to focus on the community. I want to focus on your questions more than I want to focus on the slides. I already showed you the Changelog link. You can always go there. I would love to go through some of the updates with you live in real time, react, get your questions. But the questions that you already submitted are more important. You're here. Your time is valuable. You took the time to type up the question, and I definitely want to prioritize that. That's why we're doing questions first, and encourage you to continue asking. So the question is, are there any plans to have more than one channel input for SRT or RTMP? Potentially, yes. SRT is one of our business features. Multiple SRTs might be something that we could entertain on custom plans and enterprise offerings. I would definitely recommend reaching out to our sales team and see what is possible. I do know that they do have kind of like customized business and enterprise plans. And the more requests like this we receive, the more possibilities that will open. As of right now on self-service, it is not possible, but we definitely would like to look into your use case and understand what you're trying to do, like what is your application. And depending on how many more applications of that kind we see among our creators, we might look into that. There's also not uncommonly possible paths that there's a workaround, right? There's possible that you will reach out to us and say, hey, I'm trying to do this. I need multiple SRT ingests, and maybe there's another way to achieve the outcome that you're looking for without necessarily making it more technically complex. So let us know what you're trying to achieve. Talk to our sales if you're running like big broadcasting production, and see what we can do. Great question. Danger Zone is asking, will there be a way to add a dual format stream titles before going live, or possibly toggling it off midstream to cancel it? Right now, it's rigid. I'd like to add a vertical in the title on top of to help. So to the best of my knowledge, and I'm just going to open the panel right now. Why not, right? Like, why don't we do just a little bit of testing? Okay, I see what you're talking about. So now if I open the channel that goes both horizontal and vertical, there is one title, right? And then there is only one, basically. You can add a title in the middle of the stream, by the way. You absolutely can do that. But to your point, it is going to change both. So if you're trying to do vertical on one and horizontal on the other, it's not something you can do. I do believe it is possible to do it on the end platform. So if you go to YouTube itself, if you have a co-producer, because I wouldn't recommend doing that if you want to focus on your comments, your community, and your content. But if you have a co-producer who has access to your YouTube channel, you might ask them.
Do you want me to go and have a look, see if I can do it?
You could try, yeah, absolutely, because you have access to YouTube channel, and see if you can gently edit the live version of it. If it's possible to do on YouTube, it is very possible that it's not exposed through API, so that means that we don't get the opportunity to do it on Restream. But it's a great feature request, and it's a great thing for us to follow up with the YouTube team on, and we will definitely bring it up, because it makes perfect sense. If you could just signify that this is a vertical one, that also answered the question that we had earlier, right? Like, how do I pick which one? If it's very clearly marked. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you doing it?
I'm gonna try. Okay, hang on. You want the little cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I hope I'm changing the right one. I've checked. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so cell phone users, have a look now. See whether it's...
Whether you got the little cell phone emoji in the title for our vertical stream on YouTube on the Restream channel. Yes, you can do it. You just have to do it on the end platform.
Oh,
not ideal, not as convenient.
I was getting you twice. That really confused me for a second. Yeah.
Because Yeah. So you can do it. Yeah, apparently you can do it just on the end platform. But I'm going to bring it to our channels team and see if there is a better way, because there might be. Another quick question here. If using backup stream, does system pass through 708 captions from main and the backup ingest? If you're using backup stream, I believe you have to use an encoder. To the best of my knowledge, there is no easy way to use backup stream in Studio. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I know we've been working on releasing that feature recently, so it's somewhere close to release. But to the best of my knowledge, historically, backup stream was something that you would do with OBS or other streaming software. And in that case, captions are basically limited to the captions of your streaming software. But if you are using a backup stream in Studio, once it becomes available, I do believe that the number of captions, I mean, logically, it should just apply. Like however many you have on your mainstream, the same amount you should have on the backup. Captions is not something that takes a lot of power, to the best of my knowledge. So yeah, I don't think that would be a problem, but it's an interesting observation and request to look into. Team, if you know the answer to that question, I support folks. Like if you work a lot with backup streams, feel free to jump in here and correct us.
708 is like closed captioning, right? It's a different embedded. Yeah. It's an embedded signal.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't do closed captioning, live closed captioning just yet. But yeah, it's just something to maybe the support team can share a little bit more on that, or it could be a feature request, because closed captions, live closed captions is not something that Restream offers right now. Code on X is asking, do you guys accept requests for affiliate, or what is the roadmap for creators? I would like to utilize the platform more because it's so convenient to stream right on X and plug my community into the ecosystem. So the affiliates, we have two things. We have an affiliate program. That's something where you can apply, and if you promote Restream and people from your community sign up for Restream, accounts, you actually get a commission. It's a recurrent commission for a year. It's up to 30%. So it's a very good deal. If you have a lot of creators and video producers in your ecosystem, it's a great way to get some additional income. So that's our affiliate program. That's something that you can simply reach out to our support team and they will point you in the right direction. They will send you a link. You'll need to apply. We'll need to see your community, make sure that you have some established presence on social. And after that, you will get that affiliate link that you can promote that allows you to generate that extra income. There's another thing that we're looking into right now is some UGC content. Our marketing team is always looking for people who can create short vertical videos that are talking about Restream features, Restream benefits, Restream abilities that we could use on as organic as well as boosted content. So basically, we will pay to promote those shorts if you do great work. That's something to talk to me and my marketing team about. So feel free to reach out in DM. We'll review your content, your style, and if that matches what we're trying to achieve, then we will be happy to work with you and basically outsource your creativity to make videos for us and put you in front of a lot of audiences on social media. So there is a collaboration opportunity right there as well. Nice. Danger Zone is clarifying super chat splash sticker or something instead of $5 when I put it on screen would be awesome. I love that. Yeah. So right now we're showing like the exact amount that people paid. I understand that it's not that exciting and you would like to see something more kind of like encouraging and inviting. Great idea. $5 sounds less exciting than splash sticker. So we will look into that. Love it. Internet Tour Guy, love the service. I know incorporating TikTok chat has some unique challenges. Is that on the roadmap? It is on the roadmap because we would love to introduce it. It is unfortunately something that TikTok currently controls and does not expose their API. So they do not open the ability for third-party applications like Restream to collect chats from TikTok. So they ask you to keep your TikTok Live monitor open as a separate tab in order to monitor your comments. Not ideal, but something that is currently entirely in the hands of TikTok. The more feedback you give to TikTok team, the more chances are that they will change that policy and open it up. The second they do, we will love to bring this TikTok chats into our multi-chat because, of course, currently it's not ideal and we would love to change it. So it is on our roadmap as soon as TikTok opens it up for us. So that's really good.
Look at Twitch's recent updates, and it's clearly a reaction to, market forces and so on. Like these companies have to balance between their own interests and the interests of their customers. And I think if the customers get noisy about these things, then they have to take them more seriously. So it's definitely worth reaching out to everyone.
Yeah, totally.
Be heard. Be seen, be heard.
Be seen, be heard. So I see that Grant said. He did not hear the applauses. I'm going to try to do it again just for fun, actually, because I think I know what happened there. I'm going to try it one more time because I did not have the volume on that control up. So I did press the button, I promise, but I didn't realize that there's like a little toggle. So now I did it and let me know if that worked. Okay, cool. So can you guys do a screen share for mobile? Not yet, but great feature request. It's actually not very trivial to do, especially if you are streaming from mobile and you're also looking at your stream and your chats on mobile. And then you also want to share screen of a separate tab, I guess, because I don't think you'll be sharing what you're streaming. You want to share something else. It's not a trivial task, but it is something that that is something that we understand the use case and the need, not yet easily possible. I do have a workaround for you. However, if you have something in particular that you're showing on your screen, if it's not like super reactionary real time, but if you just want to demonstrate something that you're doing on the mobile, right? Or maybe show something just in a different tab, right? On a different website, you can record that on your phone and then upload it as a video and then play it as a video within Studio. So it will look like your mobile screen recorded. And we actually have a few examples today of how we recorded some vertical videos and we'll play them for you. So you'll see how that could look. So that's one of the ways to kind of like achieve that. Not necessarily in real time, not necessarily as simple. But if you are trying to show something that you do on mobile, just make a video of that and upload it. That might be your best bet today. Thank you for answering the question. That would be amazing. Who do I contact on Restream? page. So yeah, you can find me. It's Anya, and you can DM me about the affiliate stuff. Just let me know what you're looking for in particular, if you're looking to promote, if you are looking for affiliate links, or if you're looking to create content for us, and I will send you in the right direction.
What is the easiest way to get hold of you? What's the official channel for you?
Yeah, it's going to be the official channel. It's going to be, if you are on X, which I see you are, it's going to be Anya Razina 1, and you will see, you should be able to just DM me. I might have some restrictions there, but definitely try. I will check my DM today, and also you can find me on LinkedIn by the same first and last name, Anya Razina. All right, and Grant says still no applauses. Okay, well, I guess I need to play with it a little more to make it work. All right, let's get to our changelog. This is going to, I know that just like changed us, right? I am going to go ahead and get our shared screen in here. And this is the Restream changelog.
You pressed H to bring up a new screen share?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. except I'm not a shortcut person at all. This is so funny. I think to me, like mouse and just like it is the Minority Report type controlling things is just so much more natural.
Many years of video editing is I could not possibly, and live switching, I couldn't possibly work with only the mouse.
I know. I mean, I hear that for sure. It makes sense. It's just a matter of habit, right? But restream.io/changelog is where you can get a lot of great news on what we shipped. And we're just going to go through a few things from 2026. I'm just going to stick to this screen share today so we can show you as many things as possible. If you see something that's interesting or you have questions or clarifications, let us know in the comments, because we'll have another Q&A session for the changelog right after this. So hitting the ground running, the update from literally today, custom duration for the countdown timer. So for a long time, we received a lot of requests for customizing your countdown, right? Like, so we originally created a ton of options on how long your countdown timer should be. That is based on our own kind of ideas of like what makes sense. I personally stick with a 2-minute countdown because to me, this is the best way to kind of equalize the platforms, right? Like, so the stream goes live on all platforms and it starts at the same time. It is also a great time to kind of like notify people, get them ready. And it is a good time for me to kind of get my moment of meditation before we're actually diving into this. We do see, in the past, we've seen that the countdowns that last longer than 5 minutes actually do tend to drop viewers. So once the stream starts on all platforms, you get this like really nice little spike. People are excited, people are joining in. But if they're asked to sit for more than 5 minutes and just stare at even the most beautiful music and countdown and promotional video, eventually they will start dropping off. But based on our audience and based on our experience, it could be different for you, but that's just something to keep in mind. We do offer kind of preset countdowns for up to 15 minutes. And as of today, we are offering a custom ones. The custom countdown can go up to 1 hour. And that is actually excellent if you have kind of like if you want to create a hybrid stream and kind of like show like a whole thing that can last for up to 1 hour as a countdown, and then you join with live Q&A, maybe live commentary, or just like a different segment. You can create this one custom time and then it saves. So this is what this image is showing. So somebody created a very uncharacteristical 4 minutes and 27 seconds countdown, like very specific. And then once you create that custom time, it actually stays within your selection. So next time you can just simply check it. One of the applications for this can also be matching a specific song or a specific video promotion, like a promo reel that you would want to play in the beginning of the show. So you can actually match the countdown to exactly that duration. But yeah, you are pretty much only limited by 1 hour, which is a long time. So play with it. Let us know what you think. And yeah, it is now here, 100% built by your requests. You guys ask for this, and this is why it is here as of March 4th.
As of March 4th. As a co-producer or producer, I use that time to check that the channels are going live. And in the studio, it's nice that I can see a preview of other guests and people in the studio. So I'm muted, but I can wave at you, and we can, you have that little moment. So 2 minutes is the sweet spot. I think you're right there.
Absolutely. Another update also in Studio is that we introduced new fonts. So how would you read this, Charles? Because I feel like I'm going to mess it up.
It's so funny. I'd probably say Geist, but...
Geist?
Geist?
I would say Geist or Geist. If you're from Vercel and watching us, let us know. Spell it out for us. Let us know how do you pronounce this. But this is basically the new font style, which, as you already know, we introduced a big collection of fonts for your captions, your questions, basically live comments, your tickers, and your titles. And now this collection has been expanded to the new Vercel fonts. So inspired by Swiss design, they're very simple. There's several of them. There's regular, mono, and pixel variations. We are using one of them right now. This is how your comments are showing up. This is how our names are showing up. And this is also how our ticker, when we ask you to ask questions, is appearing. So we are using this font. It's brand new. Give it a go. Play with it. And if there's another font that you are absolutely in love with and you would like to see in Studio, definitely go to ideas.restream.io and submit it, because we are planning to expand this collection more and more. As customizations and interesting fonts, I believe it's a small detail that makes your live stream look much more elegant and much more interesting, right?
I'm laughing because you're inviting Comic Sans comments.
Right. I mean, but again, if that's your vibe, it should definitely be there.
You know what? Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, yeah. This is a great font. Designers love this font, and it's great for UI, and it's really good for legibility on all different screen sizes, and at all different sizes.
And I think what's interesting here in this image, even it shows that even with pretty crazy colors on the background, it's still very legible. Like, it's still very easy to read, which in the end of the day is the main role of the message, right? Like, the job of the message is to be read and to be clear and to be understood. Yeah. So this shows that, like, on different backgrounds and different variations of colors, it looks really clean, and I really like that. Very, very fun stuff. February updates. This one is something that you guys have seen a lot. We had a dedicated stream on that, and this is what we're using right now. We now allow you to stream in landscape and portrait at the same time in Studio. It's very simple and very, very useful, because it allows you to appear in vertical feeds, meet your viewers on the type of screen that they're watching. We actually covered quite a bit of this in the beginning when we covered the news. But this is something that we introduced relatively recently, and we have been streaming in dual format since then. If you had a chance to try it, let us know in the comments, how did it go for you? I would love to hear your feedback. For those who are new to this and have a question of where the heck is this? How do I find it? This is how, when you are in Studio, in the bottom right corner, you have this little icon that shows you either a little laptop icon or a little phone icon. So this is your orientation. Historically, you had to pick one. You could either go vertical or horizontal. Now you have a version with two of them kind of together. And if you click on that icon, you can pick this dual orientation, and that will immediately split your Studio preview, which is what is happening to us right now as we're looking at it, into two different canvases. One is going to be landscape, and the other one is going to be portrait. And you will see the preview exactly how it will show up on that platform. So you can see what it does to your layouts, to your guests, to different sources. And you can basically play with it a little bit, and then you can assign specific channels to the orientation. For example, you can say that my portrait stream is going to go on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And then my horizontal is going to go on LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube as well. Same one. Which is also one of the updates that we will cover. But this is how you get there. This in Studio is a paid feature, so you have to have a professional plan or higher in order to use it. We do offer trials if you are on other plans. If you want to just explore it and make sure that is right for you, so basically play before you pay. If you don't see that trial and you have not tried it yet and you would like to try, please reach out to our support team. They should be able to set you up for a 7-day trial. We definitely want you to try it and to use it and give us feedback. So there is definitely, as we just launched it, there's definitely going to be a lot of opportunity to explore. Feedback is always welcome. And if you are using something like OBS, the dual output is available through our free vertical plugin. So you don't have to use Studio. You can use it for free in OBS, and in Studio, you will need a professional plan and this little button that does landscape plus portrait.
And if you are streaming to YouTube, that count as both vertical and horizontal. That counts as one channel.
Single channel, exactly. So for those who are looking at their limits of destinations, for example, if you're looking at 5 channels, so yes, your same YouTube in 2 orientations within Studio is still going to count as one channel. So no worries about reaching your limit there.
Thank you for taking away that still of me going like this.
Yeah, right.
Who took that still?
Yeah, I did probably, which was not very thoughtful. Which was not very thoughtful of me.
I'm not. I don't mind.
Yeah, there's another good still of you. But this, well, hey, look, I'm just gonna make
It's
it.
okay. Honestly, I'm not.
Great live.
Yeah, so this is a great update that we also had a whole dedicated stream to. This one was about chat overlay. We demonstrated it earlier, and we will demonstrate it again during our Q&A session. This allows you to put your whole chat on top of your video, and there are a few variations and customization with it. So you can actually control the size, the theme, the opacity, and the position of this chat overlay. You can put it exactly where Charles has it in the demo video, or you can put it in the middle, you can put it on the side. So there are ways to resize, move it around. It's almost a free move type thing. And you can also create like a separate block for it so it doesn't cover your video. So there are a lot of things to play with. It is relatively new, definitely built by your requests and per your ideas, submissions, and upvotes. We had a dedicated stream for that. There is a tutorial video that you can find to see how exactly that works. And we do show it on our stream, and we'll show it in the end during the Q&A session as well.
We had a lot of fun with it, didn't we?
We had, yeah, because there are a lot of themes that are kind of like, we try to create like an interesting compilation of different themes and vibes, right? And we had the comic one that is like more for entertainment. We have like this really clean professional one that we have here and that we use most of the time. So there's some specific gaming themes like Fortnite and stuff like that. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. And we are looking to expand that collection. So it is also a living organism. It's work in progress. And if there's any specific theme you would like to see in chat overlay, that's not yet there, your ideas.restream.io is a great space to do that, as well as our support team. Reach out to us. Let us know what you think. It's always good to hear your feedback. Moving on, still in February, generating clips from parts that matter. So that is an update that I just want to refresh real quick, because we had yet again a dedicated stream for just new clips features last week. So you can come back to that. If you're not afraid of my sick husky voice that I was hosting that stream with, you're in for a treat. There's a lot of updates that we shared with Romario, our product manager for AI Clips. He was kind enough to go live with me and explain all the new things that they were building, they were busy with, and answer some questions. I do want to bring up this update because it is definitely something very new and very different. Creators asked for the opportunity to select specific part of the stream and then clip from there versus clipping from the whole video. Why this matters? For example, in this stream, we started with news, right? We were looking at specific tweets and specific announcements and updates that are relevant to creators' economy and to creators' industry. And some of them were super big, like Twitch allowing multi-chat from different platforms to be displayed on Twitch streams, Apple announcing video in their podcast, like big deal things, right? So we definitely would want to repurpose those conversations into clips in the end of this stream. So now, instead of basically going through the whole video and then asking our clipping algorithm to figure out what exactly we want in clips, we can actually guide it a little bit and say, hey, this first 15 minutes when we're talking about news, we want to clip from there and get as many viral and interesting moments as you can. So that kind of like guides our AI editing tool towards what exactly we find more meaningful. And also saves you some clips, because you can determine, as you can see in this demo, how many clips do you want per section. And in just a second here, see how like you have all this control. So here, for example, you can select the theme for your captions. You can also select, this is it, the number of clips. It was right here a second ago. So you can say, hey, from this section, I only want 2, or maybe this section was gold, it was pure madness. And this is where we want like all possible clips to come from. So those are the benefits of selecting specific size. Is that how you do it, Charles? Do you look at specific segments when we're clipping our shows?
I tend to look at the whole show because we don't necessarily. I think if we had specific guests, then I would probably chop up and look at individual guests perhaps for the best bits, rather so that I would take the best bits of each guest rather than the best bits of the entire show, so that I knew I was getting the hot takes, and the hot bits, because otherwise it might be that one guest is better than the other. You know what I mean? So I tend to look at the entirety, but I can see how this is useful. And again, this has come from feedback from the community. This is speaking to, it seems to be a sort of common theme in today's show, is that feedback and community input is vital.
Yeah, I also think what's interesting here is that if you look at this timeline right here, it actually also allows you to cut. So one way to look at this is that this is the selection, right? I only want clips from minute 15 to minute 30, right? So this 15 minutes is when everything happened, in my opinion. But there's also an opportunity to cut off that 1 hour long countdown timer that you decided to customize, for example, right? Yes. And basically tell our clipping system that hey, do not clip from there, because a lot of times the countdown could be just music and image, but for some people it might be a promotional video or even a whole previous event, right? And basically by selecting the timeline from where you want to clip, you're telling our system that, hey, this is already pre-recorded, we already got the clipping done there, let's just focus on this other segment here. So you can basically just move that toggle, if we could move the toggle from basically left to right, you can say, hey, this is the introduction that I would love to keep clip free, and let's clip from further on.
And if you're going to be automating this system, it could be that you have a guest that doesn't want to be on certain platforms. You're like, okay, well, I'd like you to automatically clip and post a bunch of these clips. I don't want to have to go through and vet all of them in a specific way, because I know that this guest doesn't want to be on this platform, or this guest doesn't want to be involved in any of the promotion for my stream at all. So you can just, work around that. And this is helping to automate that process.
Absolutely. Speaking of automations, the next update in our changelog is about Clips API.
You see what I did there? That was deliberate.
Yeah. Oh, you did. I was like, how did you know?
It really was.
Maybe because he reviewed. Maybe because he reviewed the scenes before we got here.
I also read the changelog.
That's awesome. Yeah, the changelog. Everyone should read it. And one of the updates that we did also in February is Clips API. We didn't really promote it too heavily because it's kind of like a niche thing. Basically, what Clips API does is it allows you to build an API to access your projects and basically create workflows. If you are using AI tools or integrations and automations, it allows you to access your clips and integrate them into things like, for example, your content management system. So maybe you have some really large content management system, something like Sprout Social, and you want to be able to access your Restream clips and just basically feed them into your social media scheduling. Maybe there are other things that you use clips for internally, and you basically can access those projects and pull the information about how many clips you have, what kind of titles, what kind of virality scores you're getting. So all kinds of different things. It is, again, slightly more technical. That's not something that I typically work with. I do not build this kind of workflows, but I do know that a lot of basically video production and content production is moving in the direction of more and more AI assisted and workflow driven ways to manage your work. So if you're using this automations, definitely check out this API and let us know how is it working for you, and if there's something else that you would like to see there. It's very fresh, brand new, just launched in February as an experiment. But as we hear, kind of coming back to news, right? I don't know if you heard those news that Slack and I think Teams, but definitely Slack started to sell seats for agents, for AI agents. So it's a very clever way to basically say, okay, you clearly have AI employees on your team at this point. So why not sell them a seat? So I thought it was very clever. So as more and more companies are starting to build for agentic workflows, we're experimenting with that as well. So let us know if you had a chance to check it.
So an API is an application programming interface. It allows computer-to-computer communication,
Yeah.
but it means that your system can be used. So for until recently, I was also a neophyte on this stuff. It allows your system to be interacted with by another system without revealing too much of your backend and any sensitive information. So it means that people can use our clipping service and integrate it with their own functions. They could even build their own clipping service using our technology, but without us revealing any of our secret source or any of our user data or anything sensitive. So it means that it's an interaction between two different platforms or programs. We'll use the API for the platforms that we stream to, that we offer streams to.
Absolutely. So Clips API, give it a check. Another slightly more specific update that goes to our business and enterprise customers. So this is also a popular request that we received a lot from our more like professional broadcasting creators. This is the Disconnect Protect. This is primarily applicable to SRT and WIP, but you can also do it for RTMP streams. So the video protection basically automatically plays your placeholder video in case your stream drops and keeps your event live in case you have a small downtime. So this is kind of additional, or it's not a replacement, but it's an additional thing you can do with fallback or stream backup that we had a question for earlier. So what it does is you can basically create like a be right back screen, which is what we have in the demo here, but it can also be your sponsor segment, your promotional video, your little teaser, or like your show reel that basically takes over in case you have a little hiccup. The major benefit and the biggest value there is that you do not lose the event, right? Like, so if it's an event that was scheduled and actively promoted on YouTube or LinkedIn, this kind of little disconnect protection commercial break allows you to keep that same event and not lose the URL where you already directed your audience and viewers. So give it a try if you are on our business plans or higher. And if it's something that you feel like your production needs, reach out to our sales team and they will set you up. All right. We also have some updates that we talked about when we covered our studio updates. So this is just like a little thing to repeat. We now allow screen sharing, previewing, and zooming directly in studio. This is actually what I'm doing right now. I am not jumping between multiple tabs. I will show you a little video here just because I think it's easier to show it like this. But yes, when you are in studio, now you can one time allow us access to your screen sharing. And then once you selected the tab or the window that you're sharing, then you can simply scroll your content directly in Restream Preview. And you can also click on this little zoom button to enlarge certain elements. This is super cool because I always historically have been annoyed by the idea that I need to jump between the tabs and like lose my sense of like what my co-host is doing, what is my chat doing, how do I look in camera. So this is a really cool update. If you missed that, definitely give it a try. Pretty easy. In addition to that, let me go back to
Can I just say something about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
So something very cool about this is it's almost treated like an extra camera in that your local recordings will record that movement. It will record that screen capture. The other thing that I don't know if we've mentioned this too much, I can't control your screen, right? So you are protected from me then trying to move around on your machine. Only you can control that screen share. You, the sharee, the sharer, the sharette, the person sharing.
Yeah, the sharer. Yeah, that's really cool.
When I come to edit these shows, do the cut downs, I have that as a source in my local recordings, and it's placed in the local recording exactly where it was we started sharing. So you started sharing this before the stream even started. So I will have the entire length of this episode.
Mic drop. Yeah, that's lovely. Because sometimes it's super handy because when you're talking about something that you're showing on screen, it's so cool to just have it as a source ready to go. That's a really cool addition. And that
means you don't, if you want, screen sharing is used a lot. It's so useful. You don't have to then say, oh, hang on 1 second, take a screenshot, drag it into the studio, and just share that tab that you're like, oh, I'm looking at a thing. Just share that tab. It's fabulous.
Yeah, which is a great use case for what we're doing right now. We decided to build this whole stream around Changelog, right? And show you what we built and how we post and inform you about this and like basically go through this live in real time with you. And yeah, that's a great use case for screen sharing, scrolling and zooming. So on that side also now you can share up to 3 screens at the same time. It used to be 1 screen share per guest or per video participant. Now you as a host can share up to 3 at the same time. Super useful if you're showing your workflows, how you work, and you typically operate with multiple monitors, multiple different windows or tabs. Now you don't have to choose or switch between them or invite yourself as a guest in order to share additional one or open some incognito windows and things like that. You can simply create those tabs that you want to share and bring them all together. Note that does strain your computer. So if you are doing multiple guests, multiple screen shares, local recording, really high production and maybe not the best internet in the world, it might slow down your system a little bit. When we played with it, we kind of stretched the system to the point when things started to freeze a little bit with 2 guests and 3 screen shares. But again, it depends on the capability of your computer and how important that is for you to do it. Now that option is there. So if you have 3 screens to share, you can do it.
I love Dimitri's, what he's doing there is he's showing all the different plugins that he's using on his, look at you zooming in, I love it. So he's showing his workflow in his music studio. So he's able to actually do these real-time changes. Instead of having to share the entire screen, he's able to share 3 separate little windows, and he can do these changes live. People are seeing what he's doing live. It looks really slick. It's not just functional, it actually looks good. Which is something that we tend to strive towards, isn't it?
Exactly.
Offering not just really functional things, but things that look great.
Yeah, absolutely. Good design, good for design shows too. If you're showing, for example, how you work some on certain files in Figma, and then how maybe you have an inspiration or like a mood board or some kind of like a brand book, that's a really good way to kind of like keep people together with like your mindset and like multiple things that you're looking at without keeping that too distracting. I do think that 3 screens is a little bit hard to monitor and watch at the same time, especially if you're scrolling and zooming on all of them. But it's definitely there. Also very cool for trading.
Imagine. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I imagine you had 3 screen shares and you want to scroll and zoom on all of them. Prior to this, you had to go to each tab and move it around. Now you can just hover over it and say, look at this one. You can move around on each tab. It really is excellent. By
simply clicking a little button, you just get it done. Lovely. And a few more. So there are a few more updates on clips. We are not going to get too focused on this, but yes, the clips get a refreshed look. There's more information there. You can see the whole transcript. You can see the virality score and like a little explanation on why the score has been assigned. So definitely play with Restream clips. We have a separate live show dedicated to clips from last week. Give it a check. And if you are completely new to Restream clips, that is our own solution, our own feature that allows you to turn your long form videos such as streams or recorded content into short vertical highlights. Really great to expand your content, perfect for repurposing, really awesome for pre-production and basically teasers and pre-promotion and announcements, because you can create like a little short video that explains what your streams and your live show is going to look like and basically give people a little taster. Really good for ads. If something really exciting and insightful happened during your live show, you can create that clip and run it, boost it with additional budget and actually run it as an ad. So many different applications, all in one platform, same Restream ecosystem, same account. Give it a try. And if you're already using Restream clips, let us know how that goes. We always love feedback on that one. And I think we transitioned into January at this point. Small but mighty update about how our channels changed. And I actually am going to show you this video because I believe it's a little easier to just watch it like this on the side when it's more enlarged. So what this update does is it allows you to control and manage your channels a little bit easier. But my favorite part is that now when you click on any particular channel, such as YouTube, you can see a ton of information. And I'm just going to pause here because I think this is super important. You can see a lot of information on what this channel is capable of, right? So basically, it's like the whole technical background on whether this channel is going to accept chats, like the questions that you guys ask a lot. Can we get chats from TikTok or Instagram, for example? So for YouTube, it's a check, right? Like you do. What is the maximum quality that you can reach there? For YouTube, it is 4K. Not all platforms do support that, but you can actually connect your channels and immediately find all that information. And also you can see in which streams, past or future, this channel is enabled. Really cool way to see what went live on your YouTube versus what went live on your LinkedIn. And I think we are going to continue improving this, showing you more like whether the stream was vertical or horizontal, like all kinds of cool and interesting information. So overall, the goal here is just to make it easier and more efficient for you to use channels, so you can kind of sort and update them. And the main major goal here is just help you move faster when you prepare your streams and keep you informed. So that is our update on channels. And the next one is actually very exciting for our YouTube creators, because as of January, we do allow you to set your monetization settings for YouTube directly in Restream. And how that is going to work, we'll probably just hear from Charles, but a pre-recorded Charles. So let's have a look at the short that you created about this new ability.
Now your streams can earn while you're live. Creators, a quick note about money. Don't let your income live on one platform. Monetize wherever you can, especially when multi-streaming. YouTube actually lets eligible streamers opt into ads during the show. Find YouTube in your channel list, hit edit, toggle run ads on stream, pick a mid-roll frequency, conservative, balanced, aggressive, and then save. And if you aren't eligible just yet, no stress. You can still monetize in other ways, like merch, although personally I am completely immune to merch and special offers.
The Costco pun intended. But yeah, so...
I love that hat. You don't want to know how long I lined up to get that hat.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. But no, it works. It works here, and I think it's lovely. But yeah, the gist of it is that if you are eligible for monetization on YouTube, you can set it directly in Restream, and it is something that a lot of our YouTubers were asking for, and now it's there. So let us know if you tried it and if it helps. And on that, let me very quickly transition us back to our Changelog screen. So we don't have a lot of updates left. I believe the last thing that we will be showing today is actually around the settings. So there are some new settings that you can, basically just like a new look for settings that also gives you a little bit more context and like better and unified design. So if you haven't seen our settings page in a long time, you're in for a treat. This was something that our product manager created, I believe, kind of vibe coding in the vibe coding style. So that was a very interesting experiment for us, kind of like changing the way we work internally. And a lot of times settings and this kind of like back-end-ish pages do not get enough love, but our settings did get a revamp and a little makeover. So have a look. It's really good because it helps you to find information about your billing, about your encoder settings, your protocols, like all the selections. If you're using encoder, you can select between RTMP, SRT, and WIP. All of those settings are there. And of course, there is authentication, password, privacy, notification settings. So all the good stuff. Give it a try. Have a look. It looks very different and very cool right now. And on this positive,
there's probably things in there that you didn't know you could affect. You know, things like setting up a preset style for the clips, your clips when they're generated, or running a speed test. Things
Absolutely.
like that to see which make sure you're on the local server and things like that. So there's a bunch of really useful stuff in there that it's worth exploring.
Speed test is really lovely because sometimes you can see not only the speed test of your own internet, but you can also connect to one of our servers and just kind of see how well that connection works. Because sometimes when people come in and say, oh, we're having issues with Restream, especially when people do that on social media, it's very interesting to see because there's so many different things that could affect that. And that's why we'll always encourage you to reach out to our support, to our 24/7 real humans, because those folks know their stuff and they can investigate your exact account. And one of the first things they will always check is how is your connection to our servers working. And sometimes just simply transitioning it to another server that might be geographically a little further, but it might make sense for the moment because one of the servers can be overloaded or something might be happening to it, could a lot of times solve your problem. But before you go live, you can simply go to settings and actually give it a little health check. So that's actually a really good point, Charles. Thanks for bringing that one up. Speaking of health and other things, I am going to give you a little teaser of what is going to be our next show next week, next Wednesday, because it's a super exciting update that is still in progress. It is rolling out as we speak, and we are going to talk about it in depth next week. It is, drumroll, the drum roll that I don't have.
You need the fanfare or whatever.
It will have to be this. The Restream Analytics. We received a lot of requests and a lot of feedback from our creators that it would be so much more useful to use multi-streaming and multicasting software if we actually got a lot more information on what different platforms are doing and how they perform. There were also tons and tons of feedback, even from me personally, that I would love to come back to my chat. I would like to see the comments that I missed. I would like to run them through certain applications, potentially maybe slightly AI-driven, to understand the sentiment, the best questions that could be interpreted as feature requests, maybe some feedback, maybe some interesting insights on how people use certain features or products. So now with the new Restream Analytics, you'll have all these options and so much more. This is just a tiny, tiny snippet of the very first MVP version of what the Restream Analytics, the new reimagined ones, are going to look like. So if you want to learn more about how the live stream reporting, the insights, the stats are going to look like, don't miss our next show. It's next Wednesday. My co-host will be Matt, who actually built this, and we are going to take you in for a very exciting ride. So we would love to see you there. With that in mind, we are going to go ahead and go right back into the chat. And honestly, I'm going to just pop it on because we talked about live stream overlay for comments. And I think we should just do it. Show on stream. All right. I am going to make it compact. So I'm just going to, this is uncharacteristically of me. Instead of preparing it, I'm actually going to put it here.
How easy it is for you to move it around.
But yeah, that was part of the idea. I wanted to show it as a whole. And I am going to also highlight a couple of questions. There's so many cool comments. I love it. I'm going to go back to the pinned ones and we're going to take a few and hopefully answer it. All right. I think we stopped at love it, guys. You got my vote from the internet tour and still no applause. Sad stuff. So the next one is going to be from Circuits FM. Custom countdowns. Yes, that is literally update from today. So it was super exciting to announce it. And let us know what kind of customizations you're going to do for it. It's always good to see what you guys are up to. And how long do you think your countdowns are supposed to be? And what is a good timing for countdown? My vote goes for 2 minutes. That's as long as I'm willing to count down. But let me know if you do it differently. Danger zone. It would be nice for when the countdown ends and the scene switches, if it could also kill the music track, since my intro is usually next with its own track. It does do that. It does have a smooth kind of like transition. And if you have the auto switch on, once your countdown timer is done, if you selected a custom specific music for that countdown, which we always do because our designer Dmitry creates those for us, once it transitions to our actual scene, the music stops. So that's already there. Definitely check it out. Seriously, time by song would be great. Yeah, you can do it. So right now, I see what you're saying here, I think. Right now, you have to know your song timing, right? And you have to still set it up. But it would be cool to automate that. Imagine if you could say, hey, count down to this song, customize by the song duration. And it just like automatically does it and says, okay, that's going to be 3 minutes and 15 seconds for you today. That's a good little detail request.
There are quite a lot of details that you could add to the countdowns, but then you sort of get into that territory of having too much, When you
Yeah.
have when it's overly complicated, it might become less usable, and there is a balance to be found there. But I think that's actually quite a good suggestion.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. All right, so there's wow from Danger Zone with fire. Hopefully that was about one of the updates that we shared on Changelog. But that's really cool. There is a skipper of Veteran Nation. I still wish I could use OBS and bring in guests through Restream instead of choosing between OBS or guests. Well, yes. So you can use OBS as a virtual camera, I believe. I think you do that a lot, right, for your tutorials?
I do it a lot. Actually, I use OBS, but OBS as a virtual camera is only the camera. It's not sound.
Yes.
You can bring people into OBS. That is possible. You can send invite links and bring people into OBS. I haven't used it in a professional setting. I've experimented with it and it works.
Yeah.
I can't speak on it, in anything other than the sort of experimentations. But you can actually send out like links to people.
Yeah.
I haven't done it for a while.
I think it's just so much easier to do it through Studio though, because guest management in Studio is just so much more simple, and it's so much more simple for guests. I don't know what the flow is for the OBS guests to join you. I'm sure there are some steps that they need to take. In Studio, it's so simple. First of all, it is just a simple link they click, and it's kind of like joining a Google Meet. They don't need to do anything. They just enter Studio, allow access to their camera and mic, and here they are ready to rock with you. There's also major benefit of bringing guests in Studio, and that's pairs. If your guest has big audience and following on the channels, they can rebroadcast and amplify your event on their channels through Studio, and that is not possible through OBS. So that's another big advantage there. Let us know in the comments, if you can, why you would prefer to have guests in OBS versus Studio. What is missing in Studio for your workflow and for your show to kind of like still try to... It sounds like you're choosing between. That means that there's value there. So I would like to know a little bit more about that. And maybe there's something that we're already building, or that's something that should be planned or requested. Nice stuff. With all these tips and enhancements, I should be able to stream while asleep by the end of 26. Yes.
You can.
You already can, yeah. One of the things that we will do soon, we've been kind of piling up these episodes to reach to the critical mass, to the point where we can actually create a whole live show made of basically best of episodes of our previous streams, right? And we are actually going to schedule it pretty soon. So you can stitch up the best of moments of your live streams, as well as tutorials and maybe some other videos that you created, and use Restream, upload and stream. It's a pre-recorded videos made live feature. And basically schedule streams for while you are asleep, unavailable, or, whenever you want. This is really good for capturing other time zones that you might not be awake for. This is also great for the times when you just need a break, vacations, family trips, just a time off. And it's also possible to schedule pre-recorded video as a polished, edited event, make it appear as live on all social channels, and then jump into the chat so you can still keep this interactive element and talk to your audience by typing and answering their questions. But the content is polished, it's perfect, and it's ready to go. Another major benefit of upload and stream, and I promise I will end this shameless plug right after that, is that when you upload your video and then schedule it to go live, it is completely immune to any kind of technical issues. So as long as Restream exists, as long as the internet is available on planet Earth, once that video hit Restream servers, it is already there and it's going to go live, even if your internet crashes, if your computer accidentally fell into the river, and whatever happens to you doesn't really affect how that video is going to play. So it's already on our servers. It's going to go live at the exact time that you selected for it to go live, and it's going to be, it's going to be exciting.
And so it is a live stream, so you can still interact with your combined chat.
Yeah.
It is a live stream, so if you're going to a platform that requires a certain amount of hours of content before you can monetize, it's going to contribute to that. And as you say, you can do it. You can just set it, forget it, or you can then just dip in and out and chat with your community. It's really good. And the other thing about it is, let's say you're not so confident on air, you can pre-record and just edit it, make it perfect, maybe try it again, and then upload and stream it. And streamed content is pushed harder by algorithms. And so
Yeah.
there is a benefit to actually, if you're going to release a podcast, why not just live stream it as a, why not?
Yeah.
Rather than just uploading it, you
Yeah.
may as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff.
Hard sell there.
Hard sell there. Nick is asking, I have been using the vertical Restream plugin and I love it. That's so good to hear. This is just music to our ears. Thank you so much. Let us know if we can make it better because we'd love to. You guys have been on a hot streak for 2026. Vertical Restream plugins analytics. What's next? Yeah, so analytics are next. So definitely join us for that one. And then we'll see, because we are building and we're cooking and we have no plans to stop. We are going to service our community the best we can. Look at our ideas and upvotes. So whatever you guys need, we'll keep building. But analytics is exactly what is coming up shortly.
Our CEO Alex, his internal messaging icon is him with a chef's hat. So
Yeah.
we're cooking.
We're cooking.
You're cooking when your CEO's like, I'm cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. One more from Nick here. Any plans for landscape and portrait Twitch stream combined into one, similar to how you have on YouTube? So we covered that a little bit in the beginning because Twitch recently announced that they will be announcing a dual format streaming on Twitch as a beta. It is rolling out as we speak, and they are going to offer it to the API partners such as Restream. So we are going to get access to this very soon. It's just in very early stage. As soon as they're ready, as soon as we are ready and tested, it is going to be available. We're literally, I talked to our CDO today when he showed up in our studio as a little surprise. He was like, yeah, we're looking into this proactively, and this is something that we're definitely going to offer. So stay tuned for that. As soon as it's ready, we will bring it to you and we'll announce that. So yes, definitely on the roadmap, definitely in our plans. Will we be able to run a live stream on loop like in OBS? So you can already upload your videos through Upload and Stream, the shameless plug we did just a few minutes ago. So basically turn a record video into live, and there is an option to loop it up to 10 times. So for example, if you have a video that is a few hours, you can loop it 10 times. That's almost a 24-hour stream. You can schedule multiple of those. If you're looking to have like a more of a 24/7, like nonstop, always on type channel, that is something that we're looking to offer on our enterprise plans. So reach out to our sales team and see what they're offering today. There are some limitations there, just technical limitations, but we are looking in that direction and looking to do more and more of that. But you can already create a long video and loop it. We also have a feature called playlists. So if you don't want to necessarily do any editing and you just simply want to upload multiple different videos and make us stitch them together as you would, for example, like a countdown and like video replays, you can already do that in Studio. So whenever you enter Restream dashboard and when you create new, the options that you get is connect an encoder, enter Studio to create a studio room like this one, or create a pre-record video or playlist. If you choose that one, you can then drop a few videos, upload them to your video storage on Restream, select the ones you like, and then send them out as a playlist. So there are a few things, and of course that playlist can consist of multiple videos kind of like repeating themselves. So that's another way to sort of kind of loop your content. But there is a looping option for your pre-recorded videos, up to 10 loops. So check it out. Good stuff. All right. I think we are going to start wrapping up. There are many different comments coming in. I really love this. So this
sounds
is
like fake British, potentially Australian. Is that about me, you think?
I don't think it's about me, because I definitely don't sound remotely fake British, because I don't sound British at all. I think what happened here, if you wonder, is that Charles spent a lot of time in the United States, so he's sort of kind of transitioning and losing his accent. I'm actually going to remove the chat because we're wrapping up. There is a little love icon. I guess that was all coming from a very kind and right place in
British B. I'm guessing it's British Bulldog. I don't know.
What is a British Bulldog? Is it like just a breed?
The British Bulldog is the sort of the spirit of Britain. It's a sort of wartime. It's like the British Bulldog is an icon of British fortitude and spirit. Yeah, it can also be associated with other movements, but generally speaking, it was a sort of my best understanding is a sort of wartime effort. You know, you don't mess with a British
Gosh.
bulldog.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's a cool animal. I love bulldogs. It's very cool
Yeah,
dogs.
they're fun.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thank you so much. And I see a lot of love here from our wonderful chatters. You guys are amazing. One of the main reasons why in the beginning of this year, it's kind of related to Changelog, but not really. I was very comfortable to commit to weekly streams because we will not always have big announcements launched every week. But I was happy to do that is because I knew that we have wonderful community, absolutely amazing audience across all channels. And you guys always come prepared. You have great questions, great insights, epic feature requests that we are happy to build and turn into announcements as we go. You have great comments and you always share a lot of love with us in the end. It is truly something that I look forward to every single week. The Wednesday afternoon is my favorite time of the week and my favorite job to do within Restream. There are a lot of things we do at product marketing, but this is the one that keeps me fueled and thriving and like really, really drives and excites me every day. So thank you so much. You guys in the chat are the ones that make the streams possible and exciting. And of course, thank you very much to the rest of the Restream team, to the studio folks who build the studio and allow us to stream, to Grant, our moderator in YouTube today. Thanks for keeping the audience engaged and excited and answering questions that we cannot take live. Thank you to you, my co-host, video producer, co-producer, editor, writer, shorts actor, so many different hats that you're wearing.
Hat wearer.
Hat wearer. It is always a pleasure, and the dynamic we have is always my favorite. So thank you so much for showing up today, starting super early for California time, and like hanging out with us in our community. Thank you, Becca, our co-producer today, behind the scenes, pinning the chats, managing everything, making sure that we look great no matter what. And helping us with managing the stream and a lot of work that happens before the production. How much work both Charles and Becca do to create the videos, to create the screencasts, to build the scenes, and help me show up and run this like a professional TV show is absolutely unbelievable. Thank you, everybody. All the creators, all the viewers, all the Restream team folks. We will see you around next week. So. Cheers. You want to do this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. There you go.
Ready? Ding. We did it.
1, 2.
Yeah. If we
Well
just
done
do
to
it,
you. Thank
if
you
we-
to you.
Yeah, if we
Anya.
just
you
do it.
such a great job. You're such a pro at this and you keep it all running smoothly. So good job to you.
Well, thank you. And cheers.
Thank you for watching.